you know, a couple numbers and your car's lower. Not bad. What up, internet? Welcome back to IgnitionTube, home of the sickest car mods on YouTube. You guys have been begging me to mod the S6. Today we're installing the first mod. Wiper blades, baby. This car is new to me. The wiper blades are absolutely horrible, and so I picked up some Bosch wiper blades from FCP Euro. The beauty of these wiper blades from FCP Euro, and full transparency, I work there, is that these come with a lifetime replacement guarantee like everything else on the site. So when your wiper blades wear out down the road, you just order a new pair, send these ones back, and you get refunded for your order. Pretty sick. Ever run out of time when you're filming? That happens to me all the time. It's the next day now. I was playing around with this yesterday, but I ran out of time. So I'm gonna give you, this actually is probably gonna be a little bit of a different style of video because I'm actually gonna give you a full DIY, and I don't normally do that. But this is an interesting enough topic. There's play-by-plays on the forums, and I figured why not put it in video form. So if you are interested in doing this to your S6, S7, or RS7, just right off the rip, I don't assume any liability if you mess anything up. It is coding related, so you do have to be careful. I would highly recommend reading the forum post below as well as watching the video. I'm going to do this in OBDeleven. I really like their new interface. I have their iPhone friendly adapter now. They actually sent it out to me, so huge shout out to OBDeleven for that. But we are going to be lowering this ride height. Now, if you don't know about this, you can go up to 17 millimeters lower than factory height without throwing errors. And the way you do it is we're going to do a bunch of coding stuff and stuff like that. But I did take the tape measure and measure right here. We are at 28 inches fender to ground right now. That means from here to there. The goal is we're going to keep it in auto mode, and I'll measure it again in auto mode. The goal is to see it go 15 millimeters lower. I'm not going to go the full 17 just because I feel like, you know, 2 millimeters is not going to make a difference, and why push the limits when I can just do 15. So let's hop in the car, we'll make it happen. All right, first off, apologies for the brutal lighting in here. I'm doing it inside because it is 12 degrees outside right now, and the garage does not have the best lighting. And obviously make sure your car is on. You want to make sure the suspension is in auto mode. The first thing you are going to do is you're going to head over to vehicle. You're going to control units. We're going to go down to the suspension, 34, chassis control. If you're doing this in VAGCOM, it's going to look a little bit differently, but the steps are the same. We are going to go to adaptation. And at the bottom of the list here, there's body height left front wheel edge. We are going to look at that, 389.70. All right, now we're going to go back and do front right, and you're going to do this for all 4 wheels. All right, so you're going to have a list that looks like this. And what you're going to do when the time comes and when we enter in the numbers later, you're going to add whatever your desired ride height drop is to it. So don't subtract it because that'll make the car go up. You want to add it. Essentially, the car thinks that it's at a higher ride height than it is, and so it lowers back down to whatever setting you're at. So I'm just going to add 15 real quick if I do some simple math. Now what you do want to do is, I'll have this on video obviously, but you want to take a picture of this if you're writing it down, because if you ever want to go back to stock, you're going to have to subtract the 15. And chances are, if you just subtract 15 from whatever numbers you're at, you'll be fine. But if you do this on level ground, you know that these are the numbers that you want to end up back at. So if something looks wonky for whatever reason, you just plug in these numbers. But you should be able to hypothetically park on any surface in the future when you want to set it back and just subtract 15 from whatever numbers it's at. Best off just to do it on a flat surface to be safe. We're going to go back into basic settings down the bottom here. We are going to activate level control. What's nice about OBDeleven is you can actually search for this stuff if you want to type it in the search bar, but we are looking into that. It says basic setting ended. Should just be a quick thing. So we're going to go down to delete calibration for level control, slide to start. Security access, probably 20103, but you can check the other codes too. It's nice that OBDeleven just gives you those. And now we're going to throw a fault for suspension. Air suspension system fault. Start up to reference level. Select slide to start. This will take quite some time. The car is going to go up and down. You're going to hear air out. You're going to hear the compressor come on. This takes about a minute, so I'll catch up with you guys when that is done. Don't open your door through any of this process. If you open the door through any of this process, you are in trouble. So just stay in the car. Don't open the door. So we're going to go back. We are going to go to adaptation and then left front wheel edge. If you were going to set it back to stock here, you would plug in the regular numbers. If you're going to go lower, obviously you want to plug in the new numbers. So 404.70 for the front left. Slide to, oops, whoa, that's annoying. 404.70, done. Slide to right. Adaptation accepted. Cool. Front right. This one is 400.4. Done. Slide to right. Cool. Left rear is 412.0. Done. Slide to right. And right rear is 412.1. Done. Slide to right. Slide to right. Procedure cannot be performed. Incorrect sequence. That is not good. Okay, so it didn't accept 4112.1, but it did accept 4112. Now let's try. Oh, interesting. Okay, so 412 is the only number it accepts for whatever reason. 4112.00. We'll just leave it at that. 0.1 of a millimeter is not a big deal in the rear. I'm not super worried about it. All right, so back to basic settings. We are going to go to calibrate. Calibrate level control. Do not click delete calibration. That's really bad. Calibrate level control. Activate level control. All right. Now, we should be able to clear codes. Faults are clear. And that should be everything. So let's, I'm going to get out and look at it and make sure it's not broken, and we'll go from there. I'm not sure if you remember how I was sitting before, but it's definitely lower. I just did the fender to ground measurement. It's about a ½ inch lower, which makes sense because it should be about 0.59 lower. Excited to see what happens if we put it in dynamic mode. So let me put this in here. Start the car. Well, turn the system on at least. And we'll go to dynamic. The car should air out a little more. Oh yeah, and she does. Wow, that's actually pretty low just now. Okay, all right. That looks pretty good. Let me pull the light back here so we can actually see. There she is. That's pretty low if you ask me. I mean, like 2 fingers of gap on stock suspension? Not bad. That looks really nice. It's the next day, and I have an interesting one for you guys. So, I did that 15 millimeters all around, and I backed the car out of the garage, and the car threw a bunch of error codes. It couldn't use the adaptive cruise control, the presense wasn't active, all that stuff. I think it went too low. So I looked back at that forum post, and it said all of his were set right around 385 from the factory. So my rears were 397, and we went up. Remember, it wouldn't accept over 412. I'm wondering if that is because somehow the rear numbers were already modified, and so I looked at the car again in auto mode, and you can get 2 fingers in the rear gap but 3 in the front gap, and the wheel arches seem to be the same height, and the car is fairly flat, so that seemed kind of weird to me. So I ended up redoing the process, but only going 10 millimeters lower in the front instead of 15, and only 3 millimeters lower in the rear. So I went up to 400 and 400.1 in the rear, and then 395 and 399 on this corner, I believe. These shots that you're seeing overlaid over the video right now are what I ended up with. So the car looks really, really nice, VADCOM lowered. Again, I do have a module on the way, but if you're not trying to get that like crazy low look, honestly, like it looks pretty darn good like this. It got rid of that I think especially in the front, it was a little bit monster truck. Now the rear is a little bit higher than the front, which I think, again, has to do with those numbers being weird. But I don't think I'm going to mess with it too much more than this, again, because I have the lowering module coming in. If you don't have a lowering module coming in, feel free to play around with those numbers. I'm sure there's a sweet spot to find. You'll eventually work out, after doing this process over and over, where your kind of error code limit comes from, and you'll be able to go, you know, a millimeter or two above that. But so I hope this video makes sense. I hope you have the best of luck with lowering your S6, S7, or RS7, or A8, or S8, or whatever it is that you're modifying the air suspension on. Best of luck with it. If you guys have any questions, I will do my best to answer them in the comments below. Again, the link to the forum post that I use is right at the top of the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go out there and spread some positivity, and I will catch you guys in the next video.